They told you it was healthy. You believed it. But that superfood might be the reason you're stuck at the same weight week after week. You're doing everything right, or at least it feels like it. You're eating clean, skipping desserts, buying all those superfoods the wellness industry raves about. But your weight, it's not moving. Maybe you even gained a few pounds. And now you're frustrated, confused, and maybe even blaming yourself. But here's the truth. Some of the most hyped health foods are actually working against you. Let's break down the biggest food lies you've been fed and figure out what's really holding you back. We live in a time where labels like organic, gluten-free, plant-based, or natural are enough to convince people something is good for them. But here's what they don't tell you. Those words mean almost nothing when it comes to weight loss. And superfoods? That term alone is a marketing goldmine. It sounds powerful, it sounds magical. But let's be honest, it's often just a label slapped on regular foods so companies can jack up the price and sell you a dream. You're doing your best. You've swapped chips for kale chips, traded your candy bars for dates, chosen almond butter over peanut butter. But somehow, your jeans are still tight and your scale hasn't budged. It's not that you're eating junk. It's that you've been misled about what healthy really means when it comes to losing fat. Let's talk about the superfoods that might be killing your progress. Granola, the breakfast trap. Granola is the poster child of a healthy breakfast. It looks earthy. It's often paired with yogurt and berries in Instagram-worthy bowls. But here's the issue. Granola is a calorie bomb. Even the smallest serving can contain over 400 calories, and that's before you add milk or yogurt. Most brands are packed with added sugars, oils, and honey. Just one healthy bowl of granola can hit you with more sugar than a candy bar. Granola isn't evil, but it's way too calorie-dense to be eaten mindlessly, especially if your goal is weight loss. Smoothies, sneaky sugar overload. Smoothies can be amazing. When made right, they're full of fiber, nutrients, and energy. But most store-bought or cafe smoothies, they're basically liquid dessert. Here's the thing, they often use fruit juice as the base, which removes fiber and jacks up sugar. They add multiple high-sugar fruits like bananas, mangoes, and pineapple, all tasty but sugary, and then throw in honey, agave, or dates on top. A green smoothie can easily top 600 to 800 calories with 50 to 70 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of soda. Want a better option? Base your smoothies with water or unsweetened almond milk. Use berries because they are lower in sugar, and add a protein source to keep it balanced. Avocados are awesome. They've got healthy fats, fiber, and taste great on toast. But here's the danger: portion control. One avocado can have 250 to 300 calories, and a lot of people don't stop at one half. They eat the whole thing, throw it on toast, add olive oil, maybe some seeds, and suddenly their light breakfast is pushing 600 plus calories. The fat is healthy, yes, but fat is still fat and it's calorie dense. Too much of it, even the good kind, will stall your weight loss. Almonds, walnuts, cashew butter. Sounds healthy, right? They are, until they're not. A handful of nuts might be fine, but how big is your handful? 1 ounce of almonds is about 23 nuts. That's 170 calories. And let's be honest, who stops at 23? Nut butters? Even more dangerous. 2 tablespoons of peanut or almond butter is 200 calories and most people overscoop. It's easy to snack on these without realizing how fast the calories add up. And when you're trying to lose fat, that kind of hidden overeating wrecks your progress. Dried fruits, nature's candy, literally, they seem innocent. After all, they're just fruit, right? Not exactly. When fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugar stays. This means dried fruit is highly concentrated sugar. For example, a small box of raisins, just 1.5 ounces, has 25 grams of sugar. Dried mango, just half a cup has 40 grams of sugar. You wouldn't eat 3 whole mangoes in one sitting, but it's easy to demolish a handful of dried ones while watching TV. And the worst part? They spike your blood sugar just like candy. Whole wheat bread, the healthy carb myth. Yes, it's better than white bread, but that doesn't make it weight loss friendly. Most whole wheat bread still spikes blood sugar, and depending on the brand, it's often loaded with added sugar, preservatives, and almost zero fiber compared to whole grains like oats or quinoa. Bread is easy to overeat. One slice becomes 2. Add avocado or nut butter on top, and suddenly you're having a high-calorie, low-satiety meal. If you're going to eat bread, make sure it's high in fiber and made with real whole ingredients. Or better yet, skip it a few times a week and use greens or vegetables instead. A few years ago, coconut oil was everywhere. People were putting it in coffee, on toast, on their skin, even in their smoothies. And while it does have some antimicrobial properties and MCTs, here's the harsh truth. Coconut oil is still a saturated fat, and it's 120 calories per tablespoon. There's no magic here. Adding coconut oil to your food without adjusting the rest of your diet? That's just extra calories your body didn't need. Use it in moderation, but don't let it sneak its way into every meal just because you read it was healthy. Protein bars might say high protein on the label, but a lot of them are basically candy bars with a bit of protein added in. They've got added sugars, corn syrup, palm oil, artificial flavors, and often more than 20 grams of sugar per bar. If you're using protein bars, read the label. Look for under 200 calories, less than 5 grams of sugar, and at least 15 grams of protein. And even then, remember, real food always beats processed bars. Acai bowls look beautiful. They're colorful, fruity, and topped with seeds, granola, and peanut butter. But here's the breakdown. The base is often made with acai puree and fruit juice, the toppings add extra sugar and fat, and the portion sizes are huge. The result? 700 to 1,000 calorie bowls that are more dessert than breakfast. Acai is great, but if you're trying to lose fat, you need to build your bowl differently. Small portions, unsweetened base, skip the high-calorie toppings, and watch your add-ons. Agave syrup is marketed as the low-glycemic alternative to sugar. But here's the sneaky part. It's extremely high in fructose, even more than high-fructose corn syrup. Fructose gets processed by your liver, and too much can lead to fat buildup, especially around your belly. It might not spike your blood sugar the way table sugar does, but that doesn't make it safe. If you're trying to lose fat, ditch the syrups altogether. Here's the bottom line. Not all healthy foods are good for weight loss. Some are calorie bombs, some are sugar traps, some are just straight up misleading. You can eat clean, organic, and natural, but still be gaining weight if you're not watching your portions and sugar intake. Marketing doesn't care about your results. It cares about your money. So stop trusting the front of the label and start reading the back. Better yet, eat food that doesn't even need a label, like vegetables, lean proteins, and real whole foods. Weight loss isn't just about cutting out junk food. Sometimes it's about questioning the foods we've been told are good for us. So if you've been stuck, even though you're eating healthy, now you know why. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You've just been lied to. Now that you see the truth, you're already one step ahead of 90% of people trying to lose weight. Make smarter swaps, watch your portions, and don't get fooled by pretty labels again. Subscribe for more real talk on wellness and fat loss.